First game I have to talk about is the very first game I ever had for my PSP, and that is SmackDown vs Raw 2006. If you went back 20 years to Christmas 2005, you would have seen me spend almost the entire Christmas break playing this game. It's all I wanted that year, and it was the year I got into wrestling. I played wrestling games before, but mainly on the GameCube and Xbox, with titles like WrestleMania 18 and the dreaded WrestleMania 21. I missed out on the legendary SmackDown titles on the PlayStation 2 because for some weird reason back then each console had their very own unique WWE release as opposed to just releasing the same game on each platform. There was also portable WWE games as well on the Game Boy Advance which looked like this. There was also the Engage which had a wrestling game and it looked like this. So how was the PSP's WWE game? Well, it looked like this.
I came to crush anybody in my way. They getting hit with the chin music. Punk straight getting it.
This game was insane. I'm not joking when I say this. This is essentially the whole PS2 experience squeezed onto a little UMD disc. Everything is here, from all the arenas, all the wrestlers, all the game modes, but it also had additional minigames and an extra wrestler exclusive to the PSP with Jake the Snake Roberts. The only noticeable difference here is the graphics. I've never played both versions so close together, but from this gameplay it's so obvious which one's which. And yeah, the PS2 version is really clean and looks super smooth. But the PSP version compared to its portable competitors at the time looks like a goddamn PS5 in comparison. I think this is the best case scenario for any port to a less powerful system, knocking down the graphical fidelity to make sure the overall gameplay experience is not made worse in any way. I didn't really notice any difference in terms of performance, even with the 6-man matches in a Hell in a Cell. They felt pretty similar. I did notice however the crowd obviously being downgraded massively. Now by all means the PS2 crowds weren't amazing, but the PSP crowds are quite funny when you look at them. They're just 3 or 4 different sprites that have been copy and pasted, and when one of them does an animation, they all do the same thing. Another weird thing I noticed is just how much the ring ropes bounced when performing moves. Now this happened in the PS2 version, but on the PSP the ropes turned into fucking spaghetti, and it's just such a weird thing to change. I'm assuming something changed when they ported over the physics engine to the PSP, but it's still quite funny.